Today we have an interview with someone who needs no real introduction here. He's the creator of Tron and also one of the most polarizing figures in cryptocurrency, none other than Justin Sun. He actually just finished acquiring Steemit to bring it over to Tron. There's a lot of news we go over, but really the goal of this interview is to understand Justin better. Who is this guy? Why does he tweet the way he does? Why does he act the way he does? I want to get inside his head, and I really want to understand what drives him. I will let the interview speak for itself, but I assure you, you do want to watch this. It is definitely one of the most interesting interviews we've done here on FUD TV. And without further ado, here is my interview with Justin Sun. What I really want to begin this interview with is starting to understand you as a person. You're such an interesting character here in cryptocurrency and, by all means, very influential. But I really want to understand sort of Justin Sun and his evolution to entering cryptocurrency and, of course, the transition that you've made from beginning your journey in Tron to where we are today in 2020. I feel like it's been quite a journey, and I kind of want to understand just your mindset and who you are and how you've sort of grown throughout this process. So I want to start at the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about, how you decided to become an entrepreneur in the first place. Did you have family that were entrepreneurs? Did you have influences when you were young of people who were in business?
Sure. Basically, I went to Peking University in 2007 and went to University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia in 2011. I think the main reason I become like an entrepreneur is because of UPenn. Because UPenn is a school like everybody is doing business, but of course most of our classmates is more interested in banking, like consulting company, like BCG, McKinsey, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan at that time. But I was fascinated in Bitcoin in 2012. So I think these two things combined made me decided to launch my own company in the crypto area around 2013.
And obviously, UPenn, there's the best business school in America at Wharton. Were you friends with a lot of the people who were in that program?
Yeah, totally. A lot of the people in Wharton is my friends, but the same time, both like Elon Musk and Warren Buffett comes from, and of course Donald Trump is also come from UPenn. Mm-hmm. So that's why I believe UPenn actually provide like education for like different kind background of entrepreneur. For example, like Warren Buffett is only focused on investment. Elon Musk was more focused on high technology, and Donald Trump is more focused on politics and also influential marketing. So I believe UPenn like actually offer different opportunities. So you can choose like who you want to be in terms of the like a career path, and also at the same time who you want to be, right? So that's why I believe UPenn actually did offer a good background and also education for the businessman, and also at the same time I will say Bitcoin is also a very important thing to me, because without Bitcoin I can be a lawyer, right? So 100% like focus on corporate law. So that's why, after I met Bitcoin, that's the moment I decided to become like an entrepreneur as well.
I appreciate you sharing that. I actually got accepted to law school with a full scholarship as well before I decided I didn't want to be in law, and I started working in software as well. So yeah. I share that journey. It's very exciting, the theory or the journey of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you first decided you wanted to start an app like Paywell?
Yeah. Sure. I also want to add something. It's very funny, but it's a fact too. One of the reasons I earned a lot of Bitcoin is because at that time I was too busy prepare for LSAT. So I don't have the chance to look at the price. So after I prepared LSAT for almost like 8 months without like touching internet at all. So after like the 8 months, so the Bitcoin price went up like 20 times. I mean, than the original price I buy. So that's why I think I also get benefits from the loss to preparation.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They say the best Bitcoin investors are great at doing nothing for a long period of time. So now you can thank the LSAT for that. Really hard test if you guys haven't looked at the LSAT. It's an insanely hard test.
Exactly.
But so you decided you wanted to build an app. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to build apps, especially successful ones. What was that journey like? How did you go from being a law student to building a tech app?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the story is very long. So at beginning, because we don't understand business at all. So at that time, we are just students, right? So after I graduated from UPenn, I got some like classmate, like founded the company with me. But the problem is we all come from the school. So we don't have like business background and we didn't do like entrepreneur at all.
Mm-hmm.
So and also the same time, the business we get into is finance industry. So finance industry needs a lot of the technical know-how and also a lot of the you need to make lots of the real business decisions. It's not like Instagram, you can like just go with your instinct, right? Snapchat, all the founders is from school too. But all they do is just follow your hearts, follow your classmate like, because they just doing some consumer focused product. At that time, we are like more focused on banks, focused on finance institution, the first app we do. So that's why, I mean, we actually burn a lot of money and we can't succeed. So that's why we pivot to consumer facing business, for like doing live streaming at that time. So that's why actually before we launched the first successful app, we pivot several times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Instagram when they first started the company, it's more like a community for photo shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before they pivot to Instagram. So we pivot several times too. Actually, we before we successfully launched Paywall, we actually pivot at least 12 times.
12 times. How
Exactly.
long was that period of time, right? For those 12 pivots? Was that multiple years?
Yeah, it's 2 years, I think. It's 2 years.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's a great lesson as well. Just understanding that just because your first idea isn't successful, you
exactly.
have to keep pushing.
But after that, I mean, all the pivot after like initial idea, it's just we basically change our idea too. We don't want to like change the world anymore. We just want to find a sustained business model and profitable business model for our company and our employee in the first place. So that's why eventually we pivot to live streaming. So live streaming at that time in China is very popular. Lots of the people like live streaming, and also investor like the live streaming stories. But most important thing is still we can make money out of the live streaming business.
Mm-hmm. It's big business.
Exactly, it's a sustainable business.
Mm-hmm.
So the first month we do the business, we earn like 1 million RMB. It's not that much. It's around like 115K to 200K. But this is also the first time we can make money out of our business. This is the first month we can turn profitable. So that's also very important for us. So and after doing like live streaming business for over a year, so we already have like around $2 million on our bank account. So that's also a very important moment for our company. Mm-hmm. This is the first time we earn like all the money investor give to us, and also the same time we even have profit in the first place. So that's like I think it's the wow like moment for our company.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you look at a lot of apps, even when they grow, aren't profitable. You're looking at so many companies. I mean, Uber, Airbnb, WeWork. Like there's so many examples of huge companies that don't reach profitability. So actually achieving profitability in the digital world at an early stage, it's not as common as you guys think. So yeah,
Exactly.
definitely
Even
exciting.
at that time, it's like $2 million. I mean, I really find release and don't like panic anymore, because before that, when the company is losing money, even though we got some venture capitalists investing in us, it's like IDG, XL Capital, and China Equity Fund is also a very prestigious investor. But still, I mean, I feel like panic all the time. I'm afraid like one day if like no new investor they want to invest into our company, we're gonna go bankrupt, right? So like really like making money on your own feels really good. It's just like you receive your first paycheck and don't rely on your parents anymore, you know. Even though I mean when you receive like a paycheck from the parents is okay, I mean, but the first time you receive paycheck on your own and start to pay the tax and earn your own life, I mean those kind of feelings is really mean a lot to me.
Yeah, definitely. So you have this $2 million revenue event. How old are you at this point? What's your age? 23, 24?
I think it's 26 actually.
26.
2016, we turned profitable, and this is also lay a foundation for Tron Foundation, because in 2017 all the public blockchain is losing money. So even though I mean at that time the market is good, but most of the public chain only business model is sell the token, right? Sell the token, earn some money, and then do the development. So the reason why we wants to do the public chain, one of the biggest reason is because at that time we already have around like $5 million sit on our bank account. So at that time I tell like our employee, so if our team start to work on blockchain, I have confidence at least on the first year and the first half of the year, we don't need to burn any investor money. So we can receive investor, they give us the money, but because we are profitable and we have like $5 million on our bank account, so we don't need to spend any investor money on our new like burn project. So that's also like one of the biggest reason, lay a foundation for Tron Foundation. And also I was feel confident we can achieve success in blockchain industry. $5 million is not like a lot of money, but the capability of profitable is very important when you start to get into some new business, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And especially as you're going in the tech world, profitability is kind of almost so rare that, especially as you're looking to generate more investment, right? You can be profitable with just $1 million and potentially get 10, 50, $100 million of investment because of that profitability to really expand what you're doing. Exactly. And I think that really does, carry us into the next phase, which is you built upon this success and then you came up with Tron. How did you come up with Tron? Where did that start? How did you imagine it? And, what was the real first impetus that you were like, we need to build a public chain?
Sure. This is because I get into this industry quite early, around 2012. So actually when Ethereum trying to pitch their idea in 2014, start to build their platform in 2015, I was like closely like monitoring the development of Ethereum all the time. At the early stage, I was skeptical, as most of the like the Bitcoin maximalists, because they at that time, I mean, especially in the early stage in 2012, 2013, because the only successful blockchain is Bitcoin, right? So at that time, all the community member is Bitcoin maximalist. So most of the people don't believe don't believe it is necessary to build a new chain. So everybody, if you have like any idea, like people will say like, why not just build on Bitcoin, right? We don't need a new blockchain. So I have to say at the beginning, I was skeptical too. But after 2016, I started to believe like we need to have like a public blockchain provides this kind of the scalability and also offer a platform for developer. They can develop on the platform. Because Bitcoin at that time is more, even today, is more focused become a digital gold. So so just want to become like a digital gold, and everybody can rely on Bitcoin to become like a reserve instead of become like a platform. So you can build DApps and build any other application on top of the blockchain. So that's why I mean around 2017, when I foresee Ethereum can scale in 2016, I start to believe we really need a new blockchain. You know, even at that time, I start to pay a notice to Tether. Tether at the time is also very small, but I feel like the Tether is built on Omni blockchain. You know, Omni is just like one layer on top of the Bitcoin. So the transferring of the USDT between different exchange platform and between different people is really slow. So that's why I start to feel like if we really want to roll out like a large percentage of the massive adoption, right? We're not talking about like 10K, 100K users here. We're talking about 1 million, 10 million, or 100 million. We have to have a scale blockchain. So that's why I started to build a scale blockchain. So that's the reason why we want to launch Tron in the first place. It's just a scale blockchain. So you can build lots of the application on top of it. So that's also, I mean, the story Ethereum telling today, right? Ethereum, the story is more like Ether 2.0, right? 2.0. So sometimes I keep telling people is Ethereum just wants to be Tron, you know, they don't believe it, but that's like the story they're telling right now is Ethereum 2.0. It's just like Tron, you know.
I can already see the triggered reactions of the audience with that. I do. So I want to rewind before we get into this whole ball here. Let's talk about your beginning Tron, right? It seems like you rounded up some really big investors when you first started Tron.
Exactly.
And I think what people see of you when they first experience you is just this overabundance of confidence. You're such a confident person, like maybe the most confident person in cryptocurrency. And I think that makes people sometimes have polarized reactions to you. Some people love it. Some people don't like it. But I think it's important to try to understand why you're so confident in Tron. So I want to talk about how you started with like this amazing group of investors and why you were so confident that Tron would work.
Yeah, sure. First of all, when we start a project, actually most of the prestigious investors, they are skeptical about crypto actually. A lot of the people even think crypto is a scam. But the difference is they believe in me because I already proved myself in the traditional internet business. You know, I turned like a very small team into a scale and a profitable business in just 2 years. So even the investor, they don't believe in crypto, but they believe in my ability and believe in my vision. So that's why a lot of the people feels like if Justin Sun wants to do crypto, I'm fine with it. So just go do it, you know. So that's why a lot of the very successful people in the industry, the first thing they know about crypto is because of me actually. You know, I can give you several examples. Like last time, right? The first like crypto Warren Buffett host is me give to them. Right, I give him the first Bitcoin, the first Tron, right? And for the Jack Ma, it's the same story. I was the first students in Hupan University start to do crypto, you know, Jack Ma knows like I'm the only one in the Hupai University is doing crypto. So even for a lot of the older generation, very successful entrepreneurs, the first thing they know about crypto is from me, actually, you know. First of all, definitely I have 100% confidence on my business because when I began the business, it's profitable, right? And then the second thing is, I believe also this is a chance for me to become a new Warren Buffett, a new Jack Ma. Because, you know, Jack Ma and Warren Buffett is very successful in their business. Jack Ma is for e-commerce, right? Jeff Bezos is e-commerce. Warren Buffett is in traditional investment, traditional finance. If I want to be the new Jack Ma and the new Jeff Bezos and the new Warren Buffett, it's impossible if I do the business in e-commerce or in the traditional finance. It's impossible because Warren Buffett, Jack Ma is dominant. So the only chance I can become a new generation of Warren Buffett and Jack Ma is to do the business in the brand new industry. They even haven't heard of it. You know, when I doing like cryptocurrency, Jack Ma even like when I in the school, I mean, Jack Ma taught us lots of the lessons about like entrepreneurs like every day, right? But when it's come to crypto, I become the teacher. Even Jack Ma asked me like what's the crypto and what do you feel about crypto? You know?
What's your relationship like with Jack Ma? I know that people have said that you don't have a relationship with Jack Ma, and you say you do. Can you explain to everyone just what's the truth? How well do you know Jack Ma?
Yeah, he's just like our primary school teachers. You know, basically how you know your primary school teachers, how I know like Jack Ma, you know, especially after like 2018, Jack Ma retired from Hupai University and retired from Alibaba Group. So he's no longer the chairman of Alibaba Group. He 100% focused on his teaching career. So he just want to be like a perfect mentor, you know. It's just like Warren Buffett is the same. Even though Warren Buffett is now retiring, but he start to focus lots of his time to be a teacher. He just want to like coach like new entrepreneurs, you know. So not only, I mean, I started to talk a little bit about crypto to them. Actually, I arranged like all the crypto seminar, like a blockchain seminar in Hupai University. So I give like a course like a crypto 101 to lots of the entrepreneurs in Hupai University. And I even like arranged like a trip for them going to United States and start to visit some crypto company. So start to learn like more about cryptocurrency. So that's why, I mean, actually I become a lot of a bridge between a lot of the traditional entrepreneurs to crypto world, which I believe is very important because a lot of our community members, some people they might not like believe it at all. They just feel like crypto and Bitcoin, we are doing fine with ourselves, right? We don't need the recognition from the traditional world or from all those like traditional finance industry, which I have like a different opinion, because I believe if we really want to be successful, we need to get all the people recognition too. So that's why actually for me, I spend a lot of the time on mass adoption, trying to convince like everybody into crypto, trying to convince like everybody I know, my classmates, my mentor, at least ask them to learn about crypto. I'm not like selling crypto like a crazy sales, right? But I just want them to know about crypto, to really understand about crypto. It's just like also I want to share a story. So when Jack Ma first launched Alipay in like, I mean 2010, 11 at that time. So I tried like really hard to convince my mom start to use crypto or start to use Jack Ma's Alipay. At that time, even my mom don't buy in the story, you know. She is not feel comfortable deposit the money into like Alipay because it's controlled by Jack Ma, not like states, you know. And for older generation, they only comfortable deposit money into state-owned enterprise, you know. It has to be owned by Chinese government, you know. Jack Ma, no way. He's not reliable at all from my mom perspective. So for those of you who don't know, Alipay is just like Venmo and PayPal. So my mom is not like comfortable using that at all. But still, I mean, I spent a lot of the time convert my mom into like a Alipay user. So right now she use like Alipay like every day. But at that time it's like really hard. So but I think this is the process we really need to get into, you know, convert like everybody from like besides your friends, like all the people you know into crypto. Definitely we that's something we need to do.
No, I couldn't agree more. I personally, if everyone who follows this channel, I talk always about the end user, the user, right? It's all about the user. And the reason why crypto has gone up in price, the reason why crypto grows in price is because of network effect more than anything. And when Bitcoin's network effect from 2016 to 17 was tremendous and then stopped, right? So we stopped adding new users. Or not stopped, but it tremendously slowed down, which is why the price fell. And if we can start adding more users dramatically, then price will grow, which is why it is important to look at everyone who's not using crypto and how we can attract them. And that's, you know, I think part of the reason why Tron is so polarizing and people don't like Tron is because you're running Tron kind of like a Silicon Valley company, right? Yeah. You're running Tron like you would see Facebook or something run over there. It's very structured like a traditional tech corporation, but with the goal, I understand, of trying to reach those new users and be that bridge. And for that reason, you kind of have one foot in both worlds. Is that fair to say?
Definitely. I think your idea is right. But I will interpret it more like this way. So we want the execution level to be the same as Tencent, like Alibaba and Facebook. So we want our team to be disciplined, good in execution, and also same is very fast and break things, you know, just like the motto of Facebook. So we want our teams like this, and on the same level, we want our product structure, our governance structure to be decentralized, you know. So that's why I think we want to combine the good things of two things together. So right now, I think for Facebook team and their execution is great. But the problem for Facebook is their governance structure and also the structure of their product. Because the Facebook product is purely based on decentralization. They make profit out of the user's privacy without users' consent. And at the same time, user can't control their assets at all. You know, even for Libra, they are launched like in the app called Calibra. So still, like users is using a centralized app try to communicate with each other. So that's why I mean. And also at the same time, without like saying the problem of their governance, right? Facebook is controlled by like the founder and the Wall Street at all. So it's not like controlled by Facebook users. So that's like completely from like a Tron governance structure. We want all our end users, they have TRX, they can vote for the governance of the network. They can vote for like anything in the network as long as you are the users of Tron. So that's why we try to combine like two good things together, you know. Yeah, sure.
How do you feel like you're doing with decentralization? Because obviously, if you look at the way the tokens are allocated, Binance has such a big chunk of the tokens voting for themselves. If they were to vote for themselves across different SRs, they could vote themselves into being nearly all of the SRs. Is that true decentralization? And how are we going to work towards making this situation better? Because it feels like there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, sure. First of all, congratulations to Binance, because I'm like libertarianism, so I believe in the market competes as long as without like regulation and without like force. I believe first of all, Binance become like the #1 staking services in Tron. It's not because of Binance force like anybody to vote for Binance. It's because the user choose Binance to be #1. This is just like, like the Barcelona is winning the championship of like a European championship. It's not because like we force like everybody to make Barcelona to be the champion, because Barcelona like beat everybody, right? In the industry become the champion. Binance is the same. First of all, I don't believe like Binance will do like something like do some harm to the Tron ecosystem. For example, he only vote himself, right, to vote for 10 like super representative and control the Tron network. Because the moment Binance start to do this, all the Binance clients will withdraw the Tron from Binance immediately. Binance is just like, it's more like a congressman. He just vote for his people. The moment if they feel like this congressman is not like saying what I'm saying, for the next round and for the next moment, all the people will withdraw the fund and vote from him. So and the beauty of Tron is this cycle also is very short. So for example, if you are like a voter in the United States, you don't want to vote for this congressman. So what? He still need to be in there for 4 years or 6 years. Mm-hmm. But for Tron, it's different. The cycle for this kind of the super representative is only 6 hours. So the moment you feel like you don't want to vote for Binance anymore, or you don't want to staking in Binance anymore, you can withdraw immediately to deposit in other exchange, or to just vote for yourself, vote for in the wallet to vote for somebody else. You don't need exchange anymore. So we offer like a very broad scope of the choice to our users. Right now, Binance win the competition. The only reason is because Binance is doing great. They got the best reputation in the industry. So the user is just like this. Oh, I trust Binance. I just deposit my fund in the Binance. They can vote for me, or they can just staking, give me the money. But the moment if Binance trying to do something bad, user will withdraw the fund immediately, because we keep all the other options open to our users. Right now there is like tons of there's a dozens of the mainstream wallet all supports Tron voting. Like I'm Token, like Tron Link, Tron Wallet, me, and Exodus, like lots of the Trust Wallet, lots of the decentralized wallet support like Tron voting. And there's a lot of the exchange support Tron staking too. Binance, Poloniex, OKEX, Huobi, KuCoin. There's a lot of them. So that's why I believe this is more like a market competes. Actually, to be honest, I want to see like Binance not dominate anymore, right? It's more competitive market.
I think everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah, but that's the job. I want to say like Poloniex, like Huobi, KuCoin, and all the wallets, you guys need to do more. You need to do more, make users feel like you are a better choice than Binance. And
there you go. You guys hear that? You hear that?
Exactly. User will start to withdraw the money and deposit in your platform. So as a founder, I definitely want to see more competes, because the competition breeds the perfect, perfection. The competition breeds the perfection. So more competes, the better.
I agree. Well said, actually.
Yeah.
So I actually want to talk a little bit about decentralization in another light.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the only sort of blockchains that are aggressively acquiring other companies, entities in the space. I can't think of any other entity that's acquired more other companies or entities. Was that always the plan? Like, did you always have the plan that, hey, we're going to raise a lot, we're going to use part of it to acquire, we're going to build something, or did that evolve over time? Can you explain how you got there, and obviously address also concerns of centralization on that side as well?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think most of the company we are interested, it's all like focused on decentralization technology. That's like the one of the biggest reasons we want to do this acquisition. The strategy is very simple, because I find out like all the like traditional finance industry or all the venture capitalists, they don't interested in decentralized technology, because Wall Street and SEC, they don't like decentralized technology. You know the problem. They don't like this kind of technology at all. So they basically, the Nasdaq and also New York Exchange, they block decentralized technology. If you are like a company using decentralized technology, it's very hard for you to get listed in Nasdaq or New York Stock Exchange. So it's block you the way the capital can be exit, from the traditional finance industry. So that's why Tron is the number one and the only like a big fund is focused on decentralized technology. Different from all the traditional finance industry, we are only interested in decentralized technology. The first acquisition we do is BitTorrent. So BitTorrent actually is a very successful company in the decentralized technology, but they can't go IPO in Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange. All the investor and the founders is stuck in the private market.
Yeah, private equity.
Because the traditional industry, Wall Street, SEC, they don't like decentralized technology. So that's why we want to find a way, first of all, provide an exit opportunity for all the founders and all the investors in the industry. And also, at the same time, we want to invest into decentralized technology to make this like stronger, to make this stronger. Because we are not only need Bitcoin, a decentralized gold, right? We also need a decentralized file transferring protocol. We need a decentralized storage. We need decentralized Facebook. We need decentralized YouTube. We need decentralized like live streaming. And all these things needs to be built on decentralized services. So first of all, we are the first fund doing this. And I wish in the future, some like other traditional finance people and also other crypto fund will start to doing this kind of the decentralized investment as well, So the more people investment the industry, I think our industry gonna be better.
And you can see there again your concept of bridging the gap. You're now taking an approach of acquiring other entities, very common in big tech, very common in big finance. You're bringing that to crypto. Certainly doesn't really seem to exist in crypto at the moment, other than what you guys are doing. Speaking of which, news today, you guys just acquired Steemit. Can you tell us what's the plan here with acquiring Steemit? How does this fit together with DLive, with BitTorrent, with Tron?
Sure. So for Tron, always remember we have like two paths. First path, we are building the best protocol in the industry, like BitTorrent, Tron, BTFS. This is all protocol, right? But at the same time, we need to have a lot of the application on top of the protocol. So we encourage lots of the developers develop applications on Tron. Right now, we already have 700 dApps. For example, like number one dApps like Wink, and also we collaborate with Samsung as well. Have lots of the dApp like built on Tron. And also, we start to build some of our own apps, try to set up like a role model and the example for the developers. For example, BeLive, right? We launch our own like live streaming business. And at the same time, this time we acquire Steemit and encourage all the dApps in Steam migrate to Tron. So that's like the two paths we always trying to do, protocol and application. So this year, especially like 2020, I think this is a year for the application. We need to see more application built on top of the protocol. So this is
what are you doing to push that forward? How are you enabling developers on your protocol? I'm a developer on Tron. I know a lot of developers on Tron. What kind of programs are you implementing to help developers like me?
Yeah, sure. I will give you an example. So basically, you can see we are building iOS. The same time, we are building App Store, right? Building App Store and building App Store for the apps, right? And funded apps. You know, Apple doing some apps as well, right? Mm-hmm. They do like Apple Music, they do podcasts. You know, this is all like Apple do on themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So we are kind of like the strategy is same like Apple. So we do operating system, and same time we encourage developers, and we do some our own application as well. And for the developers this year, first of all, Tron Foundation will continuously to invest like more money on distribution traffic. You know, one of the biggest reason developer wants to develop on Tron is because Tron has more user, right? So that's why this year we are still focused on collaborating with Samsung. So early this year, we ship all the Tron protocol on Samsung phone, you know, and collaborate with Samsung Galaxy Store to ship all the Tron application on Samsung Galaxy Store. You know, that's the first step. I can see in the future, we will talk with all the majority of the phone manufacturer, start to implement Tron, right? Someday, maybe even Apple, right? We will see Apple start to accept Tron. But this is like a long story. But still,
you can see your excitement, and I think it's important to understand your history as an entrepreneur, to understand why you're so excited, why you're so confident, right? Because your confidence, some people take your confidence as shilling or over promoting, and we can talk about maybe some of your journey in promoting Tron and how you have grown from that. Yeah. But I want to just stay here on the dApp topic for one more minute. Yeah. What do you think the killer dApp is? Do we have it yet? Do we have a killer dApp yet, or are we still waiting for it?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think we already see a lot of the progress. First of all, I see blockchain industry has a huge potential on regulated gambling business. So you know, gambling business actually is a huge industry. You know, a lot of the sports betting and like all the casinos in Las Vegas, in Macau, we can see a lot of potential there. But I don't know if like any of you actually go to Macau or Las Vegas before. Right now, we see a trend. An older generation love to play casinos in Las Vegas or in Macau. A younger generation actually love to play casino online. So if you go to Las Vegas, you will see a lot of old people play before the slot machine. But online, there is like a younger generation. So I believe this is like a perfect like a generation. We can migrate all the casino online. Actually, this is like a huge traffic too. I mean, I think right now Wink is doing a great job on that. So we will dominate the online casinos, and work like closely with all the regulators. We want to be compliant, compliant with all the money laundering laws, but also use crypto as the best way on the online casinos. That's
Very,
the first.
very interesting. Embracing online gambling. Do you believe that online gambling is mainstream enough to attract the next wave of users?
First of all, I think at least it's going to bring 50 million users to us. That's something I believe. So I think this is the first use case for sure, And then the second use case, I think is BitTorrent. Mm-hmm. So BitTorrent, there is over 1 billion devices. They have a BitTorrent software. And 100 million active users use BitTorrent every day for transfer files. And those users is very familiar with blockchain and the decentralized technology because they already know how P2P file transfer works. Mm-hmm. And they have confidence in those technology. And lots of people before this, they don't believe crypto at all, because they don't even know what's hash, right? What's on P2P transfer. They don't believe these things. But BitTorrent, the user of BitTorrent, there's 100 million of them. They are familiar with decentralized technology and have confidence on decentralized technology. So that's why I believe 2020, we're going to shape BitTorrent to all of our existing crypto users. They will learn how to use crypto. And you know what? This is also one of the advice when Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin. That's the first advice on the mailing list people give them. Mm-hmm. People say why not combine Bitcoin with BitTorrent? Because lots of people knows BitTorrent. Mm-hmm. At that time, BitTorrent is larger than Bitcoin, of course, right? So yep. It's in 2008, right? When we first published the white paper, people is saying why not just use BitTorrent? A lot of people will know that's something we are doing today, using decentralized blockchain and the crypto technology to empower BitTorrent and made all the BitTorrent users get into Tron and the crypto.
Very, very interesting stuff. You mentioned last year that you had a focus on gaming as well, non-gambling gaming, actually traditional video gaming. You even created a fund for Tron Arcade. Is that still a focus? I haven't heard much progress from that side.
Oh, yeah, sure. It is still a focus. First of all, actually this year, we see a lot of the progress in PvP game. So mm-hmm. It's a person versus another person. Mm-hmm. They start a fight and then they can win money on top of the fight, We see a lot of progress on PvP game. And also, one of the biggest game on EOS 9 migrate to Tron. Yep. They developed a new game called The Night Story. Mm-hmm. Will be released in this year very soon. And also, I can tell you is we already collaborate with a lot of very mature and prestigious game developer in 2019. So the year we launched the game. Because game industry, we have this kind of a cycle. When we collaborate with them in 2019, they will release the game in 2020 because they need a year of the cycle to develop the game in the first place. So that's why in 2020, we will see a lot of the non-gambling games shape in Tron protocol this year.
Well, I'm very excited for that. I'm a firm believer that non-gambling video games are truly going to be a big wave of new users into crypto. And that's going to be very, very exciting. And I think
exactly.
You're absolutely right. 2020
It's just like internet, when the internet was first launched, most of the people know internet because of the game. Mm-hmm. Even I was 5, right? I was always asked my dad to buy my computer. The only reason is because I can use computer to play games, right? Yep.
And gaming has pushed forward the computational power. The reason why the mining network was able to grow so fast is because of GPU advances, stuff like that. So exactly. Absolutely, there's a synergy between the gaming communities and the crypto community for sure.
Exactly.
So I want to rewind here, and I appreciate you sharing all of your your history, your goals. I want to start to understand Justin and his growth through the experience of running Tron. It
Yeah.
seems like over the last 8 months, 9 months, Justin's been a little different, right? Justin has been a little less hype driven, a little less announcement of announcement. What's changed? Explain to me what was going on in that early era, and can you talk about if you can identify some mistakes you made, things that you wish you had done differently, things that you think maybe put people off of Tron that now as 2020 Justin, you wouldn't have done that?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I want to say, I was like a very optimistic person. So sometimes, I mean, people may like think I'm like over exaggerate, or as you say, it's like too confident or too optimistic about business and about crypto I do. But I believe this is the virtue of all the good entrepreneurs, because we foresee the future and we tell everybody. And because we foresee the future for maybe a year or 2 years or maybe 5 years ahead. So that's why some people, when they first heard our story, they get in, they might like lose some money because of the prediction we made. But I have to say, in the long term, we are all 100% correct. Just like Elon Musk, do you remember like last year, like when Elon Musk say like, I secured the fund, I gonna make Tesla go private at $420, right? At that time, Tesla is only $200, $300. So people is like, you try to scam people, and lots of the people buy into the Tesla stock because of he secured the fund for $420. Nobody believed him. And then SEC even punished Elon Musk for him saying that on Twitter. He have to quit the chairman of Tesla. At that time, it's like as some mature people to control Tesla because Elon Musk is not mature enough. But see what happened today for Tesla price.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Today is $800 too. It's 100 times higher than the price. At that time, people may think like Elon Musk is over exaggerated things, But the reason why Tesla, and because I was like a Tesla investor back to 2012, I know a lot of things about Tesla. One of the reasons why Tesla can survive in the most darkest day in 2012, and even before that, 2011, is because Elon Musk is always bullish about Tesla, right? If he's like a pessimistic at the first beginning, why he will start Tesla in the first place, and why he will keep like investment all the money in Tesla without like making any money, right? And even in 2012, at that time Tesla is only $20.
Yeah.
It's like very bullish, keep like investment into the electronic chargers for Tesla.
So, throughout the course of this interview, you've compared yourself to Elon Musk, to Warren Buffett, to Jack Ma, to Jeff Bezos. Can you understand why people sometimes have a visceral reaction to you? Can you understand that? And also, can we just say, are there moments that you would have changed and done differently? Does that exist?
I think maybe, yeah, I think right now it's better, right? Because I think the only reason is because I'm too busy to tweet anymore. Before that, we don't have like so many business, so I still have a lot of time, tweeting sometimes, to chatting with people on the tweet. You will see actually the amount of the time I spend on Twitter actually decrease over the years.
Well, you've been very, very low key on Twitter lately. I feel, well, not maybe low key, but yeah. I mean, your excitement is palpable. You can see how excited you are and how really genuinely strongly you believe in the future of Tron, how genuinely strongly you believe in the future of your organization. Yeah. And I think that belief sometimes comes across as shilling, scamming, whatever. What message do you have for the people who believe that you're shilling and scamming?
I think they should like focus on what we do, you know. I think there's a very good example. So you can see like a Tron in 2017 and see Tron in 2020. You can see like all the facts in these 3 years, what we do, I mean, in these 3 years. And then you can imagine like what Tron will be in 2023, right? In 2013, 30, right? After like 10 years. So I think they can see the progress we are here. It's just like Tesla, you know, when 2012, when Elon Musk tell like everybody will start to driving electronic cars, nobody believed him in 2012. I think the biggest doubt at the moment is people is saying like, there is no even a charger for me, you know. I have to drive and then come back home to charge my car. There is no even like gas station, I mean, out there. How can I drive the car like this, you know? And after like these like 8 years, these days, like nobody, I mean, gonna say no to Tesla anymore, right?
Nope.
And even though for some developing countries, the infrastructure is still bad, I see a lot of the jokes about like electronic cars all day long. But I think eventually Tesla gonna dominate the market, you know. So that's why I mean, for those people who don't understand Tron or don't believe in Tron, I think they need to see the progress we made in these 3 years. Actually, I think it's amazing progress and a huge progress in these 3 years.
I think, you know, definitely I've seen an unexpected amount of growth from Tron, definitely an unexpected amount of acquisitions.
Yeah.
I also see areas for improvement, as I'm sure you do. What's the future of Tron? What does 2025 look like for Tron 5 years from now?
Yeah. I talk about this in our internal team meeting too. I think in the 5 years, I hope Tron will become like a self-sustained, decentralized ecosystem. So basically, it's just like the Tron movie, you know. They build like a world so you can get into and you can have everything you want. It's just like a Matrix, Tron, you know, the movie.
Is that why you named it Tron?
Yeah, it's part of the reason, you know. So you just get into the virtual world and have like all the things you want to have in the world. So it's kind of like these days is the Real Player One, and also and also like Matrix, the movie. You know, mm-hmm. It's more like a self-sustained, decentralized virtual ecosystem. Yeah, that's like how I define like Tron in the future. Ultimately. Yeah, ultimately. Yeah.
I think that's very cool. Obviously, Ready Player One, that future, we're all waiting for it. So who knows? Maybe it's Tron. Totally. So obviously, there was this clip that came out of you a couple of weeks or a week ago or so of you were at a Bitcoin maximalist event and you were hanging out with Peter McCormick and some guys there, and you said, "Buy my shitcoin." What was going on there? Like, I know that I saw a reaction across the board. Some people laughed. They thought it was funny. Some people were really hurt by it and they took it very seriously. A lot of people have invested a lot of money in this. And so to hear the founder saying it's a shitcoin, can you just give us some context? Like, what was going on? What happened before that video? What happened after the video? What was the interaction like with those that group of people?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think we need to be we need to respect the meme culture inside of the crypto world, you know.
Very true.
I think one of the biggest reason I love crypto is we have this kind of the meme culture, you know. And also that's why I think lots of the Bitcoin maximalists, actually, they love Tron more than Ethereum. It's because of the Tron community have this kind of the sense of humor and also have this kind of the meme culture. Actually, you know, the meme culture is not toxic at all. We want like everybody to be successful. We want like everybody to be better person, you know. So we are full of love. Actually, we embrace like everybody. We make fun of like things, and also we talk like some this kind of the slogan. It's not because we want to hurt anybody. We just want to because we have this like a shitcoin culture in Bitcoin. So even like long before I started Tron, it's around 2013. Everybody is joke like about the coin besides Bitcoin is shitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not about like the coin what they do or anything. It's just like it's like old days, like all the Bitcoin holders they
Mm-hmm.
joke about like the projects. They invested in the old days. It's not like represent the people don't like those coins. Actually, a lot of the, even for example, like me, I'm like an early Bitcoin investor. I started my own blockchain and started to contribute in the crypto in another way. And also, there is a tons of the, founders. Even Vitalik, he raised like Bitcoin for Ethereum in the first place, right? So Ethereum Foundation is a Bitcoin holder too.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is the Ethereum community, they don't have this kind of sense of humor, They
I don't think many crypto communities have a big sense of humor. It's very, people tend to take it very seriously. And I think your appreciation of even yourself as a meme, I think that shows savvy, right? That's how the internet runs on memes.
Yeah.
So by becoming a meme, you become quite powerful as an idea. Very interesting. So you were essentially memeing, is what you were saying when you said that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we want to create this kind of the meme. That's also something I believe like a public figure or like a celebrity. We need to always be respect to the meme. Because I think the meme is also like the soul of internet too. Before like internet, there is no meme at all. So meme actually give lots of the power to internet itself, So that's why I believe the crypto community, and I can also give you like a tips. One of the tips I invest into crypto is to see if the cryptocurrency has this kind of the meme culture. If they have this kind of the meme culture, represent this crypto has lots of the potential. I can give you like one example. So why in so many years, Doggy coin still like survive,
of course,
as an altcoin? The reason, one of the biggest reason is Doggy coin has a very strong meme community.
So what altcoins are you invested in? What altcoins are you holding right now?
I'm holding some of the Ethereum and the XRP. Because I was like work for like Ripple for 1.5 years in the old days. And also I hold a lot of the platform coin, like BNB, HT, OKB, GT, those tokens, platform tokens. Because we collaborate with all the exchange in the world. So we want to help all the exchange. And also we want to, we are highly bullish about the crypto exchange business as well.
Well, I appreciate that. If you had some final words of advice for your crypto investors, your crypto entrepreneurs out there, what's your 2020 advice to everyone watching this?
Sure. I think 2020 is just a beginning. I want to share like a little story here. So when I first get into the industry around 2013, is 7 years ago. There is a conference called Money 2020. So like all the people talk about is, do you think in the year 2020, everybody gonna switch from US dollars to crypto? Right? That's the moment we're thinking about like 7 years before. This year is 2020 already, right? We can see, even though we didn't see all the people switch from US dollars to Bitcoin or crypto, but we did see the trend. Everybody start to embrace the Bitcoin and the blockchain. That's like 7 years ago when we see this, we will say like, no way. If you tell me like Bitcoin price is 10K in 2020, in 2013, I won't believe it. But it's still very early. It's still the early stage, early moment of crypto. So everybody get into crypto in 2020 is still in extremely early stage. You are just like getting to the internet in 1990. So it's still extreme early. So let's see what's gonna happen in 2030, right? Prepare the journey for the next 10 years.
Well, thank you so much, Justin. Honestly, it's so open and honest, this interview, and you can feel your excitement. We're looking forward to it. Congratulations on the acquisition of Steemit, and we're excited to see what you do next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I certainly did. If you liked that video, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's so easy, it's so free, and it really helps the channel. As usual, let me know what you guys thought about this interview in the comment section below. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to FUD TV, I encourage you to hit that sub button. As usual, my name's Elio Trades, you're watching FUD TV, and I will see you very, very soon on the next episode.